Clap, clap, 1, 2, 3. Listen. All eyes on me. Got the beanie on and I got the glasses. Look, bruh. I'm about to, I don't even know. Anyway, y'all, listen. Tune in. It's the Soldi interview podcast, whatever you want to call it. And I'm here in the present moment with somebody who's making groundbreaking changes every day. They don't stop. The work ethic is through the roof. This person, I really see promising things for them. I mean, listen, I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hey! Name motherfucking swerve up.
You heard it here first. Get with your boy. Don't sleep on him. All right?
Please don't.
Let's hop straight into it, man. How'd you get here? How'd you start making music? What was the catalyst for it all?
I'd say it was 2018. 2018 was a strong year for me. Me, like, you know, really waking up to life and shit. Especially, like, after, you know, ex died. That shit really took a toll on me, so I really didn't have nothing else to do but make music. You feel me? Because school wasn't it. None of that shit wasn't it. And I was in 8th grade. That's crazy. I just didn't believe in nothing else that I was doing but music. So that's what really it was. There's some other shit, but that's what made me stay stuck with it. You feel?
For sure. Yeah, like X's passing had a profound effect on me, like, because it was as soon as I started really getting into his music and what he was about, like
what he was truly about. Exactly, but like that shit
boom, they murked him. And it's crazy because at the time of this recording, it's the day after we just got the news Takeoff just got murked for being at the wrong place at the wrong time. So yeah, R.I.P. Takeoff. He's a legend because, like, it's the Migos. It's that simple.
Shit, off the rip, it's just the Migos. Like, we gotta give them their credit for what the fuck they put in the game, bro. Real shit. Yeah. So shout out to Migos, R.I.P. Takeoff. And it's always the low key motherfucker that always just never do shit, never in the news, never ain't got nothing going on.
What steps would you take in order to avoid something like that, some catastrophe in your career?
Man, I'm from Chicago. Shit, all you gotta do is mind your business, bro. I would say be by yourself, but nobody like being alone. Just find your standing ground, find your sense of space, like, you know. Like, if you see a bunch of group of motherfuckers, you don't really know them, would you go to that group of motherfuckers, or you gonna stand there by yourself, or who you with? Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's the way I move, because, you know, I'm from Chicago. That shit, you just gotta move a certain way, cause that shit ain't it.
I think now more than ever, people are waking up to just trying to be who they really want to be. I feel like the pandemic really made people realize, like, life is short. And I can't be at the whim of other people for the rest of my life. That's what it was for me. You know, people start really getting dedicated towards their dreams. So what happens is that, you know, this may have happened to you in your career, where you start getting a little buzz, putting the work in, start making changes, and people around you start getting intimidated. Has that ever happened to you?
Hell no, because most everybody around me like, shit, you really gonna do that shit? You think you gonna make it?
Yeah.
More like motherfuckers pushing me away from it than me actually, like, motherfuckers like, oh, I want to do that shit, or oh, I see that as, like, you feel me, as me being a target type shit. Like, nah, most people just don't believe.
Apathy. That's what they do. They just don't believe. Oh, well, that's fair. That's fair, because that's what people do. A lot of people get arrogant even then. So people, once they make that change, finally become a rapper, they get arrogant and they start thinking they the hot shit, and they end up getting caught up. You know, like,
motherfuckers don't let you know if you ask, bro. Real shit.
For sure.
They gonna let you know if you ask, bro. So off rip, you should, like, you gonna know if you should keep going or not. But I know I'm not ass. I'm not weak as fuck. Like, I'm not garbage, bro. So I know I got it. Motherfuckers told me my shit good, but motherfuckers never told me, like, oh yeah, you might be some type shit.
Earlier you mentioned XXXTentacion. You know, his passing have an effect on you. Who would you say is some of your other influences you have on, you know, in your life?
Yeah, X, Earl Sweatshirt. Earl is like my top 3 for real. Earl, X. I would say shit, Lil Wayne too. My main two that inspired me for real. Oh, my main three that inspired me was X, Earl, and Lucky.
What was so special about their message to you? Like, why them?
To be yourself, bro, as best as you can. Be yourself and you can become something from yourself. You feel me? You ain't gotta put on this fake ass mannerism for people to like you type shit. And X was going on and shit, like I was wearing chokers, all that shit. I ain't give a fuck what nobody said about me, period. I just take it as just always changing and always becoming better than what you was, and making sure that you be yourself during the whole process. That's how I take, that's why I take from every artist I really listen to.
What would you say your message is for your audience?
Be yourself.
Same shit, okay.
Don't give up, be yourself. Really be yourself, bro, because it's a lot of goofy fake motherfuckers out there. Wannabes, really.
I think a lot of people, everybody can get behind being themselves, and I think that's a great thing. It's a great place to start from, when it comes to like self-development and just like being an artist, or I don't know, just like living in general, period, right? Since we're dealing with music, a lot of people, they get into the game and they take inspiration from their favorite rapper and they start making music sounding just like them. What would you recommend to people just getting into the game, and how would you be original?
You could take your favorite artist, what's the name, but make it in your way. You feel me? You gotta brand it, but you gotta take it and put your name across it type shit. Like, don't take the flow, but the energy that they give you, the energy that the music gives you, take that and use it and revamp it in your way. You feel me? By the words you say, by the flows, by the beats you choose, by the cover arts, everything really matters. You feel me? When you an artist, like you can have that energy, like yeah. Like I catch a lucky vibe when I listen to this, but this not lucky though. That's just an X vibe, but it's not X. That's why I try to really portray with my music. I don't really try to be like the artists I listen to. I really try to be myself, because all the artists I listen to, they not from where I'm at. They not from where I'm from. So the shit that I've been through, I try to express it in they type of flavor. So that's how I really like go with my music type shit.
That's a good way to put it. That's definitely like a really good way to put it. It's not so much about like what the person is saying. It's about how it makes me feel, how the music makes me feel. That's just like music in general. Like I could listen to classical music. If I fuck with it, it's because it's like, dang, this makes me feel like a super villain. Ooh.
This shit make me feel good. Like, it make you feel like it's really the feeling, bro. If you hop on a yeet beat, you gon' sound. If you hop on a yeet beat, you gon' end up probably sounding like yeet a little bit. If you try to do a yeet flow, like that shit weird. That shit weak. You feel me? You ain't supposed to do that. You supposed to hop on a yeet beat and do a whole different kind of other world to that shit, like a whole different cut of, like, you feel me? A whole different shit. You ain't supposed to hop on a yeet beat and sound like yeet, bro.
All right, so my next question for you is a bit more personal. People gonna flock to you. They see you. You one day, probably already right now, you're an inspiration for at least 100 people on the internet. And what's something that you want those people to know about you personally? Like, what's something that you want to show to them?
I'm a cool person, bro, but I've seen the bottom of the rabbit hole when it comes to certain shit. So it's like I tweak out sometimes. Like, I'm a very trippy person. You might see me and I might be normal, but inside my head, I'm really, really fucked up for it. I don't really try to express it the way I did, but it's just me, growing up as a person and going through shit, having problems sit on me and affect me. That's how I am as a person. So I might post some shit on Instagram that's not meant to be posted on Instagram, and motherfuckers be like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm sorry, this is just how I am. This is just how I am. I don't really mean to offend nobody, but it's just like everybody's different, bro. And like I'm just weird. I'm a normal weird ass person, bro. Like, when you think of me, think of Greg Heffley from off of Diary of a Wimpy Kid or some shit. Like, I'm off a little bit. You see it when you see me. Like, nah, he ain't right.
You make a good point though, because that's kind of what it's all about when the price of being yourself. People are gonna judge you when you're unapologetically being yourself. 9 times out of 10, like people will say, "Oh, just be yourself, bro. Just be yourself." And then when you be yourself, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and that's something that people have to be ready for, is like that judgment. How would you say, you deal with that? How do you deal with that through your music?
I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. I don't care, bro. Fuck how you feel, bro. Like I can see in music, like you got to get that input into your music, because that's how you make your music sound better. But as a person, even in the genre of music that you make, like if you choose a certain genre that motherfuckers don't fuck with, don't fuck it, bro. It don't matter, bro. Fuck the judgment, bro. That shit don't matter, bro. It don't defines you. You know who you are, so just go by that.
If you could have 3 superpowers, what would they be?
To disappear on these niggas. Anytime I want, I'm just out this bitch. No, or I want that power, like you can mute a motherfucker, like a remote, like you just got a remote that you can use to just mute anybody. Boy, that shit would be crazy, bro.
That shit would be funny as fuck, though. Like,
shut the fuck up, go mute you right. Beep, shut up. I ain't trying to hear it. Go ahead.
All right.
And they can't say shit until they walk off from you.
Yeah.
My last one. I'll say the fly. Shit, everybody wanna fly.
You know what else is fly? Your music.
What?
Okay? Listen, out of the songs you got out right now, what would you say is your own favorite song?
I really don't have a favorite song, but I got like projects. I have a fat ass discography of music, bro. Like a decent discography that people can just sit back and listen to. I say my favorite project really is this project I made called Love EP. And I say that's probably my second to third project I ever made. It's real short. It's just real, like it captures my true talent and what I am for real. You feel me? All my new shit is just, real grimy, dark, distorted, demonic, evil, all kind of crazy ass shit. But my old shit, I was really like, I feel like I was more wholesome back then. So I mean that was it. That was just like me at my probably like my purest stage of me, like really like at my talent. My newest shit, I haven't been feeling it, but it's still good. You feel me? But that right there, that was that one I hope everybody just go back to one day and listen to. Like, yeah, this boy, he got that shit.
All right. What can you tell us about your creative process? How is that? How do you go about making a song and getting those raw vibes?
It starts off with always inspiration. Like, I always try to find something to inspire me, a sound that inspires me, or a thought that inspires me. And I just go off that. Shit probably happened today and I just probably write about it. Or I'll probably be freestyling and come up with a nice ass flow. I'll record myself saying it, then record it later. Or I just, shit, I don't know, bro. Just some shit I probably went through in life or some shit I seen on TV that made me want to, make a song about it.
For sure.
Or a bitch broke my heart. Oh, goofy ass, lame ass hoes.
For sure.
Goofy ass bitches.
All right. Well, and for this reason, we can tell by the way you speak, there's gonna be success in your future. What do you plan on doing with that first big check you get?
Yeah, get my people straight. Feed the family. Feed the motherfuckers that fed me. I ain't gonna say I can't really do shit else with it. Probably give me a nice crib. That's about it. But you feel me? I'm gonna do right with it. You gotta do right with that first check, because if you don't, your ass is going to fail when them next ones come up.
Yep. Money management is everything these days.
Money. Hey, whoever listen to this, like, bro, get your fucking money straight, bro, by 2025, because some shit is finna go down, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen to the planet. I don't know what the government got in order for us or what, but get your fucking money to correct, bro. Get it together, bro, or it's over with.
Hell yeah. Listen, I've been talking about this with my parents, right? Like, I feel like World War III has already started with this whole
nigga, bro. Bro, we at the bro. I feel like, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. I feel like we at the brinks of this shit. Like it's almost like it's like the tilted end of this shit. Like we at the peak. At the peak, it goes straight down. You know how like the stock market crash, like it'll go up and then it'll crash and then go back up.
Yep.
I feel like we at the peak, like the near peak of this bitch just crashing. Everything just gonna crash, bro. The world gonna be on some odd ass, I ain't gonna say apocalyptic shit, but we probably fuck around going to blackout. We ain't gonna have no Wi-Fi, no TV, no shit like that, no YouTube for a couple of days. And that shit gonna wake motherfuckers up, bro.
Yeah.
That shit gonna have everybody like, damn, what the fuck happened? Where the internet? I can't play the game, all that shit. And I'ma just be sitting there with a wood in my hand, smoking.
Yeah.
Like, damn, shit. I try to tell y'all.
For sure. Listen, so the earlier this year, we had a massive ass blizzard, right? And bro, it was so crazy because the trees were falling down on the houses and people, like, the power went out. Yeah, like this blizzard was crazy. It really looked like some next level shit, like out of a movie, right? So people didn't have no power, so they couldn't warm their houses and they couldn't take showers, right? So we were having to like make fires and shit because we were prepared for it. We didn't have a generator, but we had ways to like clean ourselves and like heat up the house and cook. So
right.
But like this, somebody across the street almost died because they ain't have no stuff. So we had to come over and help them. And it makes me really think, like, what is gonna happen to the world if, like, something like the COVID happens again, like with the whole lockdowns and like, I don't even know, cause that shit was life changing.
Imagine COVID without no fucking electricity at all. Imagine COVID with no Wi-Fi, bro. That shit will be like automatic hell, bro. Especially for motherfuckers that never really live life without the internet. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm really thinking for the younger crowd and shit, cause the younger crowd is all on YouTube and TikTok and all that shit. Anybody born under 05, 04, they ass is going to suffer when this shit happen, cause they not gonna know what to do, you feel me? But it ain't gonna be shit to do.
For sure.
To them, it ain't gonna be shit to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know, bro. I don't know what. That shit's just gonna be crazy though. We ready, but that shit gonna be crazy if it happens.
Yep. It's all about mind, body, spirit. Make sure it's clearing. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's clear, balanced, and you gonna be straight. Do you got any other hobbies other than music?
Shit, drugs.
All right, yeah.
That's about it. Drugs. I was never no sporty ass kid, bro. Like that shit. Like I like basketball and shit. I can play basketball, but I wasn't no athletic ass, jockey ass. Like I hate them niggas, bro. I hate them jockey ass, old cocky ass, and never gonna make it to the NBA ass niggas, bro.
Facts.
They just all sporty and for no fucking reason.
Yeah. I definitely know what you mean. Like, I always thought that, like, me personally, like, I would have been one of those kids if it wasn't for like my early developmental years where like I was in elementary school and somebody was just like, nah, bro, you can't play on like the basketball court. Like, I don't know. It was just like different for me. Right. So because I never really gravitated towards that, like it affected the rest of my hobbies. Right. So how would you say those hobbies, drugs and stuff, and being maybe excluded from certain activities affect your music making process?
It just put my brain in a creative state just to say whatever, do whatever, any sound, what's the name that comes to my mind, I just go for it. You feel me? I really never got no any other hobbies and shit. I never got inspired from them, and it never inspired me to do some other shit. Drugs made me inspired me to do music, oddly, weirdly. But drugs inspired me to do music, and girls made me inspired to do music. What else? Guns, like all like shit like that I grew up and seen, like in the hood and shit. That shit really inspired me. Basketball never really gave me like that vision I seen type shit, if I'm putting it in the way that you put the question in.
All right, bet.
But I never really looked at any other hobby as like something I wanted to. I really never did any other hobbies, bro. Like that shit was.
There's this guy that I watch, and he says that monomania, being focused on solely one thing, is the prerequisite, something you got to do before you succeed. You got to be so focused on that one thing, and then at that point you have unlocked the key to like being successful in that field,
or being a master of what you focusing on. Like, it's some real life god tier ass musicians out here, bro. You got to I really want to become a master at this rap shit or just music in general. Like I don't plan on being the biggest mainstream ass artist. Like I low-key don't want to. If I hit the mainstream, hell yeah, I'm gonna go in the mainstream. Who don't want to? Like, you feel me? I'm gonna fuck the mainstream up. My goal personally for myself is to take over the underground. Just at least take over the underground. Or be one of them underground rappers that everybody just fuck with. Like, even the mainstream rappers fuck with this underground rapper, but nobody, you feel me? He not even. Like Earl, you see how Earl Sweatshirt ain't fucking mainstream, but he goated as fuck just by himself? His name holds so much weight. I want to be exactly like that. Yeah. Like, I'm not no, you feel me? I ain't got these big ass chains on. I ain't icy for real and shit. Well, I ain't got all. I ain't rich. I ain't famous. But I'm that nigga though. When my name get brought up, niggas know. Niggas know who he is. Yeah, you fuck with woo woo, but that nigga Nate, boy, your ass tripping. That nigga, what? I gotta play this for you. You sleep on this shit right here.
All right.
That's the feel I want.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I feel like another good example, bro, this is low-key corny to me at this point, but another good example, right? Because people always talk about this guy, right? Is Immortal Technique, right? People swear.
Immortal Technique?
Yeah.
He not bad. No, he ain't corny. No, it ain't corny. But on God, he raw as fuck.
Yeah, like, he's really good. Right, like I'm not calling him corny, but there's this phenomenon, bro, where people, like a lot of hip hop heads, a lot of rap heads, they be like, "Yo, listen, man, you want to hear about this real shit, bro? You heard about Immortal Technique?" And then they play the song where it's about the guy raping his own mom.
His mom and shit.
Yeah.
I want some shit like that. I want to make some music and shit like that. That shit raw as fuck, bro.
Yeah,
like that's real rap. To be honest, that's real rap, bro. He was really telling a story, bro. He was really poetry. Poetry is telling a story. He was telling a story. That's real rap. I swear to God, that's no bap. So motherfuckers be saying shit like that. They just don't know what rap is. Real true rap is.
All right.
Immortal Technique, raw as hell. My daddy put me onto Immortal Technique.
Immortal Technique is really
what the fuck is this?
All right, so my next question for you, super general, but I want to get your opinion. It's very important. How do you feel about the underground community in general?
It's amazing, bro. I just love the sound of it. It's different. It's different across the fucking board, bro. Like it's crazy how I bumped into this shit. Like, I feel like I've been listening to underground music for the longest because I really never listened to no mainstream artists, but like certain motherfuckers and shit, like Lil Wayne and shit like that. But anybody else, they never was really mainly popping. They was always just underground type shit. So the underground always just gave me like this feeling of like being misunderstood. Like not being the popular kid type shit. Like all the popular rappers in the mainstream, everybody Drake, everybody all them weak ass motherfuckers, they popular, all the hoes on they dick, all that other shit. But in the underground, you not really trying to bandwag or like put this image out in the world that you feel me? You ain't really gotta be that. In the underground, you could be famous as hell in your room by yourself making music, bro, and be like super clouded. And that shit was amazing to me. Like, I ain't gotta have this fast ass car, all this money, all this jewelry and shit just to be somebody. I could just be me off rip and be clouded as fuck. And that shit was crazy. But the thing is though, I'm gonna keep it 100. I fucked around and got into the underground scene so fucking late, bro. And I'm so upset because I came in right after all that Slay World shit. You know what Slay World is? What songs, all that, yeah. I came in after all that shit. Like, I didn't even know nothing about these niggas until like a year ago, 2 years ago. I didn't know shit about this. So once I came in, I didn't know how to get into the underground. I knew about the underground. I just didn't know how to put my foot into that shit. And, you know, I end up finding my way. But I didn't know nothing about this underground shit until like a year ago. And this shit is amazing. As much knowledge I gained since then. Like, this shit is crazy, bro. Like, this is what I really want to do for real. Shit like this. You see how we just underground shit. Like, this is some underground content that we making right now. This shit is amazing, bro. Real shit.
Hell yeah, right now. Yeah, so I feel the same way. Like, I'm jealous of these young kids who are like 14 and shit, who get in on this shit and like, cause they don't know the wealth of knowledge that they have. You know, the shit that's already been done that they can learn from, you know. So I started getting into the underground around like 3 years ago when hyperpop was like, you know, popping off, and I was listening to
hyperpop,
yeah, I was listening to like Eric DOA and Glaive and shit, and then after a while I was like, okay, and then I found out about plug and B, and then I found out about like the whole sigilcore dark trap type shit, and ever since then, like I've been like infatuated with that type of stuff because it's like you said earlier, it's just the way that it makes me feel. It heals me. Like it,
bruh, it's different than what the fuck the mainstream is putting out. That shit getting boring. What the mainstream is putting on in front of us, that shit is weak. That shit is getting boring, bro. Real shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired of hearing Drake. I'm tired of hearing all them other niggas. I am tired of hitting it. I'm just tired of hearing that shit. That shit is weak. So when I come to the underground, I don't know what to expect when I get on SoundCloud, cause I might click on some shit and it just might just be straightly distorted, but I fuck with it. I don't know what this motherfucker's saying, but I fucks with it. This shit made me wanna fuck up my whole crib for no reason.
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, y'all. So listen, this is the part of the interview where if you want to give any special shout outs, any disses, or talk about whatever you want to talk about, now's the time to do so.
I bet I gotta do the shout outs and shit. Shout out my nigga Seiko. Shout out my nigga Trelly. Shout out my nigga Keith. Shout out Guap. Shout out Mason. Shout out Cash. Shout out D Block. Shout out my niggas from over there. Shout out my niggas from 079. Shout out my nigga Lil J. Shout out my nigga goddamn. Shout out my nigga Travis. Shout out my nigga SPK. Shout out my boy Woody. Shout out all my niggas, man, that I graduated with, man. Shout out my block stars, bro. I love them niggas, real shit. Do I got any more shout outs? Shit, shout out me, shout out God, shout out my OG and shit for looking out for me and shit. And that about it.
Hell yeah. Listen, it's been me, Saintly Silas, in the flesh, and I've been
shout out Saint, man. Oh, shout out my nigga Saint, man. Y'all man, shout out Saint, man, too. What the fuck?
Hell yeah. Let him know. All right, yeah. So, it's been Saintly Silas in the flesh with my boy Nate Swervo. Okay, listen, this is next level shit. I swear to God, it could happen at any moment. The next tier of the underground is gonna blow up. It could be next week. It could be the next minute. It could be right now, and you don't even know it because you sleeping. All right, don't sleep on my guy named Swervo because he's coming hard. All right, follow him on all platforms: Instagram. It's been
SoundCloud, Twitter. Follow me on SoundCloud at Nate with the goddamn. I don't even got the little what's the name for that bitch. But follow me on Instagram at Nate Swervo. Follow me on Twitter at Love Nate, and follow me on SoundCloud as Nate Love Nate too. Matter of fact, yeah. And also at on Snapchat, Amarion Bila, I think. Yeah. I bet. Yeah. Follow me on them. And yeah. That it. I don't even got no more social medias.
Follow my boy, y'all get it, okay? It's been Saintly Silas, the Soldi man, and I'm out.